Hey Cancers, welcome to your Aquarius season reading, where we'll take a peek at how you can wrap your arms around your own individuality over the next few weeks. So taking a look at the energy that's surrounding this reading, the first card that we have out for you is the Tribe. And let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding my Cancer collective for their Aquarius season reading. What else do we have for my Cancer collective? Okay, finally. Oh, we got two that came out. We have Cornucopia and we also have Goddess of the Moon. So Cancer, you have an interesting combination of cards that came out for the overall energy. It feels as though one of the most important things for you in this upcoming or current Aquarius season is going to be the people that you surround yourself with. So looking at the Tribe, this is who you are exposed to on a daily basis, those people who are in your circle. There's very much a need, I think, to examine their roles in your life and, whether or not they actually deserve to be there. With the Cornucopia and Goddess of the Moon cards, there are two things that are coming through. So, one, with the Cornucopia, you feel like there in some way, shape, or form, in some regard in your life, that there's some bounty that's, it feels like it's missing a little bit for you. That when you think of what a cornucopia represents, it's like full of fruits and vegetables and little gifts and all sorts of good stuff. But for whatever reason in this reading, it feels as though that is absent. And that might be something that you are seeking from other people that you may not be receiving from the people around you right now. And with Goddess of the Moon, this is someone who really understands and embraces the darkness. They don't necessarily look at it as a bad thing, but it's a very, very quiet energy. And I'm almost inclined to say that the Goddess of the Moon is someone who has sort of learned to move in silence. So I think that when it comes to your tribe and the people around you and sort of assessing what it is that you want from them, what it is that you need from them, that this is going to be a pretty quiet endeavor. It's almost a feeling of you can't share with everybody right now when you're doing your sort of evaluations and thinking through what it is that you want from the people around you. There's this sense of moving in silence. So we're going to get into some tarot and see if we can get some additional messages for you, because I'm going to be super honest with you, Cancers. The energy around your reading is feeling pretty heavy. So let's see if we can sort of sort out what that is. So overall, what the Aquarius season is going to look like for you, we're starting out with the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is a very strong energy. They rely a lot more on thinking rather than emotion. They're very vocal. They're not afraid to sort of say what is on their mind, even if it can be harsh, if it can be a little bit cutting. And so this, the King of Swords is not afraid to literally cut people off where they are. And so I think that throughout Aquarius season, you're going to have to make some pretty tough decisions that are centered on severing ties with some of the people around you. We have that clarified by the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, it's a messenger card. And it's a pretty passionate, fiery energy. It's moving pretty quickly. It's probably the fastest moving knight in the deck. And so I think that there are going to be some rapid changes when it comes to the people that you sort of have in your life over the next few weeks, that there's going to be some decisions that are made that's like, yeah, our path ends here. I don't think that we're going to be able to move forward the way that things are now. So looking at what it is that you can do to sort of embrace the energy of Aquarius season, and your card just flipped out on the floor. Let me grab that. we have Temperance in reverse. So upright, Temperance is really about having that balance. It's about being very patient. It's about having that sort of equal give and take. I don't feel like this is something that you're going to be able to put off for much longer. It almost feels as though whatever's been going on with you and the people around you, that it's been a very slow burn, and it's now starting to reach the point of boiling over. And so it doesn't make any sense, I think, okay, for you to sort of prolong this process or drag it out any longer than needs to happen right now. And okay, so if those cards weren't clear, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Cups to clarify. So the Three of Pentacles is really about community. It's about working with those people around you. It is very much about your tribe, being able to collaborate and communicate with people, especially in a work sort of context. But in reverse, there's a disconnect. There's a separation. There's a sense of no longer working in tandem with these other people. And with the Eight of Cups, this is really about walking away from something. And typically you're walking away from something to something else. But I don't necessarily, in this reading, see you running towards another group of people. It just feels like you're disconnecting from some of the folks that you have been around for some time. Now, an expectation that others may have of you that you should probably leave in the past, and your cards are coming out in chunks, which is super, super interesting. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse, we have the Hierophant, and we also have the Chariot. And so what this feels like with the Three of Wands upright, it's really about someone who is very passive, waiting for their ships to come in. And when it's in reverse, it's a much more active energy is what it feels like. And so I think that the people around you kind of expect for you to keep moving forward with them. So the Hierophant is representative of a foundation, institution, sort of doing things the right way. So I get the distinct impression that the people around you, the people who you have questions about, who aren't necessarily filling the space in your life that you would like them to do, have this thought that, oh, Cancer's not going anywhere. We're just going to keep on like we've been keeping on. They're not going to ruin this. They're not going to wreck this. Whatever little moment that they have, it's going to pass. They'll get over it. It's fine. And it's like in the back of your head, it's like, I wouldn't be so sure about that. So I think that folks really expect you to just keep it moving, like everything is status quo. They're not necessarily seeing you sort of rocking this foundation and moving forward and moving past them, basically, is what's coming through. So the best way for you to sort of stay true to yourself in this situation, in this season, we're starting out with the Ace of Wands in reverse. So this is really sort of dampening down your emotions, because I get that this can be a little bit emotional when you have people around you that maybe you considered good friends or colleagues or whatever that just aren't sort of doing it for you. And the thought of disconnecting from them can, it can be a little bit upsetting. It can be a little bit frustrating. But I feel like what's pulling at you, this little, tingling in your gut, these messages, these spidey senses that are coming through for you are telling you that it's the right thing for you to do. And so it almost feels like you gotta sort of smush your emotions down a little bit and think more logically about why this needs to happen. And I think then it'll be a little bit more comfortable. And we also have that clarified by the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, upright, the Seven of Pentacles is about people who are sort of planting seeds, right? They're tucking the seeds in the soil. They're checking on them every so often. They're nurturing them. They're tending to them. They're giving them water in hopes that one day they will, those little seeds will blossom and they can come back for the harvest. And if you want to sort of be made whole and make space for people in your life that are beneficial and are actually serving the purpose that you would like for them to serve, and vice versa, you're going to have to be a little bit more selective about where you plant your seeds. And if you want to honor yourself, it feels as though Spirit is saying this soil is barren over here. Like you need to plant your seeds somewhere else. Like this is a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Now, what your inner voice wants you to know, we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is an observer card. It's someone who doesn't necessarily act quickly, but they collect information. They watch the world and the people around them. They take it all in, and then they make a decision based on the information that they have and what they've observed. And so I think Spirit is saying that right now you have to be focused on what it is that you want. The Nine of Pentacles, which feels like stability within yourself, sort of first and foremost, making sure that you are grounded, making sure that you are stable. And it's kind of telling you to keep an eye on the people around you. As you do your evaluations, their true colors are going to come out. They are going to sort of reveal who they are if you had any questions about that. But ultimately, your inner voice is telling you it's going to be fine. Like you don't necessarily need these people to progress. You can build another tribe. It's okay at certain points to move through life by yourself. And another message from Spirit, we have forgive and forget. So again, I think that the disappointment that has come from your tribe, from the people around you, is not something that you were expecting to happen. It's not something that you would have liked to have happened. But I think that an integral part of you being able to progress through life is going to require, to a certain extent, you forgiving them and forgetting about them and sort of leaving them in the past where you're moving on and moving forward. Now, caveat, I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that you have to forgive everybody or anybody for that matter, depending on what it is that they did. Sometimes people do things that are so egregious that like they're not worth forgiving. They don't deserve it. But whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, if that's forgiving people, then that's wonderful. If that's you just sort of processing and making peace with it, that's fine too. If holding a grudge for you is a radical act of self-preservation, that's fair game as well. But either way, Spirit is saying that it's time for you to move past these folks. So that's what I got from my Cancer Collective. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.